Thanks, Bob. This is Jimmy reporting live from the news traffic helicopter. Okay, maybe not, but seriously, if you're thinking about moving to Dallas, Texas, you might have heard people complaining about how bad the traffic is here, and you might be wondering, well, how bad is it really, right? Well, we're gonna look at the traffic. I'm gonna show you from a bird's eye view here what's going on, and I've been here for over 3 decades now. So if you wanna know, the little tips and tricks about maybe how to get around some of this traffic, that's what I'm gonna show you here today, and we're getting into it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to learn more about what it's like living in Dallas, Texas, well, this is the channel that helps you do that. So I invite you to subscribe down below. Make sure you tap the bell for notifications so you can stay up to date on the current market here in Dallas, Texas. Of course, we drop new videos every single week. My name is Jimmy, your local born and raised real estate expert advisor, and we're getting tons of calls and emails every single day from people just like you who are ready to make that move here in Dallas, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking about buying or selling here in the Dallas area, be sure to reach out today so that we can help you make a tailor-made game plan just for you when moving to Dallas, Texas. But today, we're talking about traffic, okay? So like I said before, I've been here for over 3 decades now, and one of my old jobs actually back in college used to be for Red Bull, and my job was to drive around all of the DFW Metroplex and just meet with clients and take them Red Bull, which they really appreciated, right? But what we're gonna do, so what I say that because I know a thing or two about some of the roads and how to get around some certain things, and that's what I'm gonna share with you today, just some of that local expertise with some of the highways and things like that. So with that being said, I'm gonna take you over to the map on my computer and we'll show you some of the traffic, all right? See you there. All right, welcome to my computer. Let's jump right into it, shall we? So as you can see on the screen, I've numbered a few key areas that we're gonna focus on here in this video, okay? So I'll give you the lowdown on each one of these maybe intersections so that you can kind of get the local view on what's happening and maybe how you can avoid it, right? So first one, let's start up here, of course, in North Dallas, Frisco area, obviously one of the more popular areas. So listen, I think this is obvious, right? But anytime you have two, major highways coming together and intersecting where you're going from one and merging onto the other, of course there's going to be a little bit of bunching up, especially during, afternoon rush hour. Everybody's trying to get home, right? So, as you can see right here, coming up from going eastbound on 121, merging onto, going north on the tollway, you're going to mix with this already traffic that's already coming north on the tollway right there going up into Frisco, right? But the good news is once you get past that, it's wide open after that. So like if you're up here in Prosper, you're flying once you get past the 121 intersection there. Okay, so, and the other good news is, so this little red part right here, that is the highest part of that intersection. You know how they have them in layers, right? So it is the highest one. So at least you'll have some good views while you're, semi stuck up there, right? So for whatever that's worth, right? But so obviously that's what's happening. You're gonna have people who live who work in Dallas or Highland Park or Addison, Richardson or Plano area, and they're coming back north, back home up into Frisco. So that's, the tollway is a popular route to do that. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Okay, let's come back. Let's come down here to number 2. Now, really what I want to talk about. So this is 635 right here. You'll see it's got a little bit of red, a little bit of orange. Listen, before I get much further, here's the good part about Dallas traffic is you're never really absolutely stuck in traffic, right? There's always a way out, much less, but really you're always at least moving a little bit, right? So you're never gonna be just it's never a parking lot out there, okay? So that's the good news. Before we get much further, I wanna make sure that you understand that. It's nothing like, LA or New York or, Chicago, something like that, where my sister is. It's nothing like that, okay? So that's the good news. Atlanta's a pretty bad one too, but Austin too, they can get pretty bad down there. But Listen, so here's the deal on 635. Now, of course, coming south on 121, of course, you're going to have, from the tollway, you're going to have some merging onto 635 right there, of course. But on 635, let's talk about 635 right here real quick. So from 35 right here, I-35, like all those famous country songs, southbound 35, shout out to Pat Green. So that's this highway right there. And then you've got 75 over here on this side. So from 75 all the way over here to 35, there's actually 2 layers of 635 or LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson Freeway. So the top side that's been there forever, right, is a freeway, but they've just recently, they finished this maybe, I don't know, 3 to 5 years ago. There's now an expressway underneath, right, that you can absolutely fly on that one. So if it's worth, I think it only costs like $2 to literally go from one side to the other. You can literally fly on the underground expressway on 635. So there's like, every 3 or 4 exits, I'll say, there's an exit on the expressway that you can get off from the underground part of it. Okay, so if that's an option for you, then you just know that that's there, and it's not going to be reflected right here, of course, right? So yes, it's red and orange, mainly orange up here, but there is an expressway underneath where you can absolutely fly. Okay, so now, of course, once you're getting down, 635, people like to, getting down into University Park, Highland Park area, and then this is Northwest Highway right here, which is kind of a major, that was kind of, Northwest Highway kind of goes around in a loop. So that was like the belt line before the belt line. So you have 3 loops here. So you have Northwest Highway was the first one. You got 635 is the second one. And then, you kind of have, George Bush goes around like a half or like kind of like a 3/4 of a loop right there. If you want to count, count Bush going into 20, that's kind of a loop as well right there. But so that's kind of how Dallas works right there. Once you get past Northwest Highway, it's pretty much you can fly a little bit. Of course, you'll see this little red part down here. That's for people. This is a trick. Okay, this is why you watch these videos. This is why you like, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. This is why you're here. Okay, because so this little red spot right here, this is really only for people. So this is 3 lanes. The right-hand lane is for people exiting to get onto I-35 right here. Okay. Now, if you're coming into downtown Dallas and you want to go, you don't want to get on 35. There's the 2 left lanes actually will take you into. I believe it's Harry High. I don't even know what the street is called. I just take that way every time, and then it spits you out right by American Airlines Center down there. Happiest Hour, which is a cool bar downtown right there, like right in the heart of Dallas right there. So it'll spit you out right there. If that's what you're doing, then you want to stay in the left lane when you're down here on the tollway. If that's what you're trying to do, stay in the left lane. Don't be in the middle lane, because the middle lane, some of the late, cutter inners, right? Hashtag cutter inners. Nobody likes those people, right? But if you stay in the far left lane, you'll be able to move at a pretty good pace, probably 90% of the speed limit right here with all this dark red, right? So if that's what you're trying to do, then that's my tip of the day on that section right there, okay? Let's go back up here. I'm kind of skipping around. So let's go back up here to number 3. So this is the high 5 right here, where 75 that goes north and south meets 635, which goes east and west, okay? This is a major intersection. So obviously the tollway is a toll road. 75 is a freeway, and of course 635 is a freeway as well. So more people will avoid the tollway to stay on the freeway type of thing. So there's going to be a little bit more traffic on those freeways, if you will. This section where you have the 635 people trying to go south, you're going to have some backup there. what I try to do right here, if I take 635 and I'm going south on 75, frankly, I try to get, if you try to stay in those right lanes, you're gonna go slower. If you can get over into that left-hand lane as fast as you can, that's gonna be the way to do it. Okay, so just be aware of that. And then going north, of course, similar thing there. Now, so that's 3. So let's move on to 4. So this stretch, okay, right here of 635, it's always, red, or there's a little bit of dark red right there. It's always seemingly like that every afternoon. The biggest reason I think behind it is this stretch of highway isn't in the best shape. It's not terrible, okay, but it's not in the best shape, and it doesn't really have much room on the shoulders, okay? So if there's a wreck, I mean, you're stuck there, right? Like, you can't exactly pull over and be completely out of everyone's way, which is, of course, that's going to be a problem, right? So just be aware of that on this side of 635. Listen, if I'm trying to get over into, this area, Garland, or if I've got something to do over in Rockwall, Rowlett, or down here in Sunnyvale or something, listen, I'm going to Bush, and I'm flying, as you can see, on Bush right here. Okay, that's the way to do it. Okay, and while I'm there, actually, we got to save that one for last. Okay, so I'll give you that. Make sure you stick around until the end, because I'm going to give you the trick on Rockwall, how to get over to Rockwall here pretty quickly. Okay, so all right, so that's number 4. That's 635. Let's come over here to number 5. Okay, this intersection right here, where I-35 meets 183 right here. You see how there's this little like V if you're following my pencil cursor right here. Okay, listen, this is one of the most dangerous intersections in Dallas, okay? Because on the highway, you are at 60 miles an hour, or however fast you're going, you are literally merging from I-35 to 183. Like, so the what would it be? The right-hand lane of I-35 and the left-hand lane of 183 right here, those two are merging right here, okay? So, yeah, that's kind of dangerous. It's not a long stretch either, really. I mean, you've got a little bit of time, but you got to be on your toes. You got to, be aware of what your surroundings are right here. Okay, so just be aware of that. Listen, this is one of the original, intersections. Not Dallas's best work, I will say, but hey, that it is what it is. But once you live here, you understand that that's what that is. Once you see it once, you will never forget it. Okay, I will tell you that right now. Okay, so, but then of course, coming into Dallas, of course, there's going to be a little bit of backup right there, and then you've got some gazers. Over here, everybody's looking at the skyline, looking up here when they should be looking at the road, right? Listen, I don't blame them. We got one of the most beautiful skylines in the world, but hey, safety first, right? So, so that's what's going on right here. I think this, I should mention this. So this little stretch right here is called, so it's all red right now, and I'm sure it is. But this little stretch that connects, so you've got 75 right here on this side, and then you've got 35 over here, right? And then you have this little kind of diagonal highway right there. You see that? That's called Woodall Rogers. Woodall Rogers. If I could talk today, that'd be awesome. So that's going to be the connector between, again, like I said, I-35 and getting over to 75, or if you're going to 45 as well. So 45 goes straight down to Houston. 35 will go straight down to Austin. And, so you've got this little connector just north of Dallas. So uptown is going to be just north of Woodall Rogers, and then downtown is going to be south of Woodall Rogers. And fun fact, my sister actually developed the park, the Clyde Warren Park, that is literally on top of this highway, the Woodall Rogers Highway. This park is literally on top of that. So now somebody famous, I guess. So shout out to my sister Courtney. Okay, but so that's cool right there. Fun fact, right here talking about number 6. So coming, what is that, east into Dallas from I-30 is, so this part right here where you see it's kind of like dark red, this part's tricky, okay? Because here's what you need to understand. The signs right here, like if you're trying to get over to 75 from I-30, there is no sign for Highway 75 or 45, which is you can kind of put those in the same boat, especially down here, right in the heart of Dallas, right? So there's no sign. And so what happens is you got to go act like you're going to 35. So follow the signs for 35. And then, once I'm already in that lane, there's the sign for 45 and 75. Let me get over there. And of course, it's the far right lane. So that can be some trouble, right? So that's probably why this is all red and backed up, because people realize it last minute. Oh, shoot, that's where I'm supposed to be. And so they get over that way. Okay. So that's what's going on there. And then, so 7 right here coming west into Dallas on I-30 right here. So listen, this is one of my favorite views of the skyline, coming in on 30, coming in west into downtown right there. So if you live over here in, Mesquite, Sunnyvale, Heath, Forney area, this is going to be a great view if you come and you're working in downtown, or if you're just coming in for a night, date night with your spouse into downtown Dallas. That'll be a great view right there. But yeah, so this is going to be, I believe, is it 3 lanes or is it 4 now? Anyway, it's not 5, I can tell you that. So, and then this is one spot where, especially right here, this is there. If you do get, there's no real way to get off, right down here. Okay, so just be aware of that. So that's what's happening right there. Okay, and then that takes us to number 8. Okay, so this is what you stayed here for. Okay, so you can see right here. So we're gonna back it up all the way to 635. Okay, they are redoing this whole area right here where this, red, not really stop sign, but whatever that sign is right there. So they're redoing this whole highway intersection right here. Not quite done yet. I think they're scheduled to be done late 2023 or 2024, sometime around there, because, obviously we've got a lot of traffic going over into Rockwall. Rockwall is a very popular place now, Rockwall and Heath. You've got a lot of nice homes over in Heath, by the way. By the way, if you haven't checked out any of our vlogs on any of these suburbs yet, make sure you do that. If you are, of course, moving to Dallas, we've covered every single one of these blogs that or suburbs that I'm talking about today. So if you're interested in moving to Dallas, just a side note here, if you didn't know, this is what we do. Okay, we show you what it's like living here in Dallas, and we literally hit the streets, vlog style, selfie stick style, and show you what the neighborhoods look like and all that. Okay, so make sure you check those out. But Heath is one of my favorites. Okay, so getting over here into 30 going over onto Rockwall. So of course this is a bridge, right, going across Lake Ray Hubbard right here, and so great views. But yeah, you are gonna get a little bit stuck, right, coming from. So you have a lot of traffic coming from Bush, and then it intersects with 30, and now you've got a little bit of bunching up right here. Right, and so of course it starts to spread out a little bit right here, and of course once you get past that, then you can fly a little bit. Yeah, once you get right here, then there's going to be a lot of traffic right in here. Okay, but this is the reason you stayed. Here's the shortcut. You ready for it? You see this Route 66 right here? Yes, that Route 66. If you get off of Bush onto Route 66, you can come right up here, get into Rockwall, and boom, you're right in there. You're right in the thick of things. And then you take 205 into downtown, or over down into Heath if you need to. And Route 66 is, that's pretty much wide open over there too. Okay, so anyway, listen, I can't cover every single one. I didn't want this to be too long, right? But just wanted to give you some little tips and tricks, just from a local's point of view who's been here for, 3 decades, right? So hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, please tap that like button. Of course, it means a lot to us if you would do that. So I appreciate every single one of y'all doing that. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you want more content like this about what it's like living in Dallas, Texas. We've got you covered. Make sure you tap the bell for notifications as well. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss the next video that we drop. Okay, so make sure you are subscribed and have those notifications on. And listen, if you don't know where to go from here, then you should see some videos popping up on the end screen right now. They can definitely point you in the right direction. Like I mentioned, we've covered just about every inch of Dallas and Fort Worth at this point. Whichever one of those is popping out to you, make sure you click on that. And until the next video, I'll see you around town.